Greetings gastronauts, this is KeefCooks, I'm Keef, and today I'm going to show you how to make a classic British cake, Victoria sponge, aka Victoria sandwich. Before we start, a shout out for Ben S, who almost a year ago requested this Victoria sandwich, and you know, he's been dropping gentle reminders and hints ever since, so I guess that means he really wants to know how to make a Victoria sponge. If you enjoy this video, give it a like, share, subscribe, and don't forget to press the little bell icon so you get notifications. And yeah, Victoria sponge, let's do it. First thing to do is to make a batter for the sponges. So I'm going to bake mine in this springform tin. In an ideal world I would have two of these identical, but I don't, so I'll have to do 2 bakes. And that is 18.5 centimetres, which is about 7.25 inches. Very odd. So ingredients, I've got 200 grams of self-raising flour, 200 grams of caster sugar, 200 grams of butter, 4 eggs, a teaspoon of baking powder and a splash of milk. Now if you can't get self-raising flour, use plain all-purpose, and 2 teaspoons of baking powder should be okay. Right, need to mix them up. So I'm using the good old KitchenAid. Other brands are available. If you don't have a stand mixer, you can still do it with a hand mixer, or even by hand. It would just take longer and more effort. First thing to do is cream together the butter and the sugar. And when we've mixed that to a nice creamy mixture, we'll add the flour, the baking powder and the milk. And when that's incorporated, we'll add the eggs one at a time. And that's your batter. Now you want to get your oven preheating to 180 degrees Celsius for a fan oven. That's 200 for a conventional one. That's gas 6. And here's our batter. Here's our non-stick tin. You know I don't trust these things, so I'm going to butter it as well. Now I'll pop half the batter into the tin. I'll just smooth it out so it forms an even layer. And we'll pop that in the oven initially for 25 minutes and then we'll check how it's doing. So while the sponge is baking, we can start making the fillings. We've got 2. The standard fillings for a Victoria sponge are raspberry jam and buttercream. So I'm doing buttercream, but instead of raspberry jam, I've just happened to have some raspberries. So I'm going to do a raspberry compote. It sounds posh, but actually it's dead easy. So in the pan I've got 2 tablespoons of granulated sugar, to which I'm going to add 2 tablespoons of water, and we'll just cook those on medium heat. Then we'll add the lemon juice and the raspberries and bring that to the boil, and then turn it down to simmer for about 10 minutes and it should thicken. If it doesn't, you can add a bit of cornstarch. Shut up. Ooh, that's looking a bit dark. Check whether it's cooked by sticking a skewer in, and if it comes out dry, which it has done, that is cooked. Also, you can just gently poke it on the top and it should spring back. So that's done. I'll let that cool down a little bit and get it out the tin and stick it on a cooling rack. Meanwhile, the compote is cooked, so I'll just pop that into a bowl. There might not be enough here, in which case I'll supplement it with jam, because I'm a cheat. There we go. Right, next one. Now to make the buttercream, all we do is mix together 150 grams of icing sugar, confectioner's sugar, with 150 grams of softened butter. And after about a minute we'll have a smooth paste of decadent deliciousness. There's my second sponge, so now it's time to put it all together. I think this sponge has got a better a better shaped top than that one, so that will become the bottom. And I must admit, I'm a bit disappointed with the rise on these because they have not risen as much as I wanted them to or expected them to. I should have maybe beaten in more air. So now I'm trying to get a flat top, which sadly means I've got to eat all these bits. That's cake. So we'll spread a nice thick layer of buttercream on that and whiz it round on the turntable to try and get it smooth. And now a layer of the raspberry compote. And then the top. One finishing touch, a wee sprinkle of icing sugar. And then we have Victoria Sponge, named in honour of Queen Victoria, by the way, in case you haven't guessed. Let's have a look. Oh yeah. Right, it's taste test time with the legendary Mary Berry. You're not Mary Berry.
It's an easy mistake to make. Yes.
Hello.
Hello, darling.
Mrs. KeefCooks.
Hey, that looks rather nice.
Thank you.
I like the way you've done the tops.
Yes.
Yeah.
You have to eat it.
Just walked in the front door, guys.
Tell me you're not hungry.
It's not that. It's just I've just walked in the front door. And wow, this looks spectacular. Oh yeah, that's a lovely sponge. That is a wicked sweet afternoon treat.
It's not too sweet.
I didn't say it was.
No.
I said it was wicked.
Yes.
And
you should make it.
yeah, it looks really nice, doesn't it? Loads and loads of cream there. Oh yeah. Well, that worked.
You need a cup of tea to make it go down. Okay, we like that. Alright. Thank you for watching.
Sorry, I just got in from work.
And see you next time.
So shall I take this into work for the others tomorrow?
Yeah, because we won't eat it.